I'll bring up my R screen. Let me know when you can see it. Okay. Okay. Before starting with that, yeah. So we are having a conversation about R's plotting capabilities, right? That is something we had not covered in the last class, right? So R has a like a large library of functions that it provides you that can help you to plot out graphs as well. Okay.
Okay. That part I watched. Sorry. I watched. Meaning those
Oh,
who show the graph, the histogram, right?
right, right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right,
I
right.
watch it. I watch it.
You would watch all those. Okay, cool, perfect. So what are the functions that you went through? Can you just tell me so I'll
Okay.
keep note of that?
Wait. Let me open the script.
Sure, sure, sure.
Basically, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Let me open my note a while.
Sure. Take your time.
Okay, so basically what I've seen is a default plot. So basically how to set the plot by using the iris data.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear?
yeah,
Oh yeah. And then how to rename the X lab and Y lab, basically Y axis, X axis, and then how
yeah.
to rename the title.
Right,
After
right.
that, how to get the color, how to change the type of plot. After
Yeah,
plot, I have lines. Lines
yeah.
basically you can have two graph in the same
Right.
in one what's that in one template can say, yeah. And then
Yeah,
changing the legend,
yeah.
and then lastly is his histogram.
Got it. Perfect. So, from what I understand, you had a look at basic plotting functions, right? So you know
Yes,
what the plot function is, right? You know
yes,
what
yes.
the hist function is. You also know what the lines function is, right?
Correct.
So if I were to like quiz you quickly, what is the difference between the plot function and the line function?
Plot function is basically a lot of dots. Line is like line graph, yeah.
Yeah, like plot is basically when you have your x and y coordinates, you know what to plot out, right? You
Mm-hmm,
just
mm-hmm.
use the plot of x comma y and it gets plotted out, right? You have got a type argument there that helps you even convert it into a line graph. You can convert it into a overplotted graph as well, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. But lines function helps you overplot on an existing graph. What does
Oh
that
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So here in the plots section, we will see our visible graphs. For example, if I take x as 1:10, yeah. If I take y is equals to 11:20, right? If I do a plot of x comma y, I can see a simple linear graph, right? If
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
convert it into a type equals say O, which means overplotted, we'll have a line
Yep.
plus a dot, right? Now, if I want to overplot on the same graph, right? Now, there can be two things. I have a different y coordinate, say something called 13 is to say rep of 12 for 10 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Repeat is what? Rep is what? Your repeat function, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
I can have, so I did y1, so this is y2. So this is one of the scenarios, right? Where you're plotting this out. The other scenario is where you're plotting this as a fresh graph, right? So you have two
Yep.
graphs, one which has this, one which has this. The other thing is I can have this one, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of plot, I can use a line function, which will mean I'm over plotting on the same graph. So on the same graph now you get two lines.
Yep. But,
Correct?
by the way, can we have like more than two line, like maybe three line, four line?
Yeah. So this line function will work for as many overplottings you want. For
I
example,
see.
if I have y3 is 15 rep of 15 comma 10, right?
Yes.
And I use y3 here now, I'll have sorry y3 not found. I declared it in y1, y2, y3 plot. So you have one more line.
May I know
Yeah.
what's the shortcut to run?
Sorry.
May I know what is the shortcut to just run? Is it like control enter or
Control enter.
or
Control
just
enter. The
control?
same thing. The same one that we use to execute our code, right? So the thing is the output of our usual x plus y get outputted in the console, right? The output for these plotting functions is seen in the plots window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Make sense?
makes sense.
Right? So this here was your basic plot function that are inbuilt in R.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now there are many advanced plotting functions as well. Okay. So the thing is, I don't want to limit myself to these plotting functions, right? The reason being there might be other plotting functions that uh, might be more useful or can do the task much more easily for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or might help me make graphs that are much more visually pleasing. So the thing is, if you look at the material for the SOA Institute material, you'll see the second part of the PDF. So we covered the first part of the PDF last class, okay? In the last two classes where we have covered the entire basics of our program, okay? The data analysis portion that I've asked you to watch, right? This had this. Also, did you learn about the LM function there?
No, no, no,
No? Okay.
no.
So, okay, I'll get those set of videos uploaded as well that talk about the LM function, right? So
Mhm.
before you watching the video, I
I
would
think
prefer
LM is, if I'm not mistaken, is linear regression, isn't it?
it's linear models, exactly, right? So what that will help you do is perform linear modeling, right? It will help you get, say, if you have an independent variable, a set of
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
values for a dependent variable, it will help you get a linear regression line for the same.
Just wonder, right? So the next step after the basic is we discuss about the linear regression or the probability discrete distribution, because I think
Right, right.
yesterday they asked me to watch the discrete probability distribution.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll try to first go good with the basics. Now the
Uh-huh,
problem with the SOA material is they have
uh-huh.
when they're dealing with R, they've jumped onto very complex functions, very complex concepts directly,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
becomes difficult to catch up on at times, right? So
Mhm.
for example, when it comes to plots, they have directly jumped to something called GG plots.
I see.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
that becomes difficult for us to catch up on if we don't know these basic plotting functions, say like plot, say lines, right? So that's where the
Mm-hmm.
chapter for data analysis comes in. So you have a
Okay.
simple data, you can draw simple graphs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
now when it comes to linear modeling, again, they have jumped to specific libraries that
Uh-huh.
build upon linear regression. Yeah, until unless you know the basic working of the LM function, how you can build linear models with it, it would be difficult for you to follow those. Like if I give you those lectures for linear, those SOA specific functions, right?
I see. I see. I see.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll try to build those basic concepts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Using
Mm-hmm.
those videos in the background, right? So you'll have a
Okay.
basic understanding of plotting. You'll have a basic understanding of, say, linear models. You'll also have a basic understanding of probability distributions, which
Okay.
would be again might be used somewhere in your like SOA material, right?
Okay.
So that when we get to actually understanding that something that's over and above that, something
Uh-huh.
that's more advanced, that we can easily catch up on that as well because we'll have that basics knowledge in built,
All right. Understand.
right? Does that make
Right.
sense? So uh, so that would be a request from my side. I know it seems that you want to get done with it as soon as possible,
Mm-hmm.
right? That like, do you have a target period in mind when you want to get done with your syllabus or something like that? Tell me.
Uh, Actually, I plan if this is if this is possible. If this is not possible, maybe you can tell me. But
Sure.
I plan to finish by end of April if possible. If
Mhm.
possible, or
Have
latest
you
is
picked an exam till now?
no. Like
No.
again, my goal is not for the exam, but for more the
Okay.
practical. That's why like
Right.
I mean, I
Right.
mean
I got your point.
the reason I want to be faster because this is still a basic, right? So we can go as fast as
Mhm.
possible. But then
Mhm.
when we are already in the advanced level, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure that I will need some time to understand. Then maybe we can, we
Got
cannot
it.
have
Got it.
this pace,
I completely get where you're coming from. So I can completely resonate with you, right? Uh, when I started these concepts, I wanted to go as quick as possible as well, right? But what we want here is that we want to create a study plan such that we go at a steady pace, right? We don't want to rush through things because these will be concepts that we'll be requiring at every stage, right?
Mhm.
So we want to make sure that we are very good with those concepts as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll try to like make it a bit more quicker if that is
Mhm.
say a pace that suits you. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to upload more videos that are relevant to you, right? Because
Yes.
we'll
Yes.
like to have a live class every day might not be possible for our faculty scheme as well, right? So what we'll try
Mm-hmm.
to do is we'll try to upload videos more regularly that directly map to your part of the syllabus, right?
Uh-huh.
So that will make sure that you'll have at least like 10 hours or 12 hours of videos that you can watch at least in a week.
Yeah. Actually, my commitment is at least 2 hours per day. So
Okay, at
I,
least to
I I
us.
commit at least 2 hours per day for me to
Mhm.
progress. It's either live class or watching the video?
Okay, or watching the video. So we'll try to max to that as well, right?
Yeah.
I'll try to
So
make sure
at
that.
least every day I
Hmm.
have the progress, you know.
Yeah, I got your point. Completely get your point. So what we'll do now is, starting tomorrow, I'll make sure. I wanted to have this conversation with you earlier,
Mm-hmm.
but we couldn't really have this. So what we'll do is tomorrow onwards, like today, it's quite late on your side as well, on my side as well. Tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
onwards, I'll make sure that some video is getting uploaded, right? Or I'm sending you a plan on the group as to this is the order in which you can watch the videos. For now, you have say the probability distributions, right? You have the
Mm-hmm.
linear models, right? So these are the two things that you can continue with,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
right?
the problem with the probability distribution video is just
That
now
they
like
are
what
in
I
mix.
said to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I will. We actually thing is we have all English versions of almost all the lectures. So I'll try to get those English versions uploaded. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, all right.
Yep. So
Yep.
that should help on that front. But the linear models one, I guess, are already in an all English version. So you can proceed with those videos, right? And apart from that, then we'll keeping live classes, say twice a week or thrice a week, right? And keeping the duration short, maybe an hour each. So what we'll target during those classes is you might have doubts with what you have read, right? So solving those doubts is important. Yeah.
So
And
I
then,
think you're a bit like
sorry,
I think you're
hello,
a bit like I mean I can hear your voice, but I'm not. I don't know why your face is like
stuck.
yeah.
Just a minute, I'll restart my video then. Better now?
I send to your WhatsApp. Maybe you can see.
Okay,
You open the WhatsApp.
just a second. Okay, it's stuck. I
Yeah.
don't know what the problem with the video is. Then
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
just
Now. Okay.
now.
I
Okay,
think
okay.
if you have an internet problem, you can just like close the video. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the thing is, what we'll try to do then is then we'll have say 2 to 3 live classes every week, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what we'll try to target in that is first solving any doubts that you might have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm guessing if you're watching say 10 hours, at least 10 hours of um, videos in the rest of the week, you'll have doubts. So solving those doubts would be the first priority, and then getting on with the concepts that are not covered in those videos for SOA. Okay, so those will
Yeah.
be the two things that we'll be going through in those live classes.
Yep. Yep.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Any other thing that you think would help you improve the the study plan or the way we can progress ahead?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's very good if we can have, let's say, maybe every Friday or every Saturday. I'm not sure. Like
Mm,
we have a plan 1 week ahead. What should I do? Then what you
mm,
expect from me, and then
mm.
what I can expect from you as well. What you will teach from me. Yeah, I
Sure,
think
sure.
maybe I
So
think a month is too unpredictable. Maybe because like sometimes
right,
we are too tired or
right.
something.
We can
But
have
one
weekly
week,
targets.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
So what we can do is like in one of those live classes that we have, we'll spend some time doing that as well. That what is there in store for the next week, right? I'll try to plan out the videos that you can watch as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it becomes easier for you to follow the course also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Then we also can align like I mean the video material and then
Right.
like you already know like what will I know after watching the video.
Right. Right. Exactly. So that would help both of us as well in aligning where we are at. Right. So that's perfect. So starting now, what you can do is you can watch those linear regression videos, right?
Uh-huh.
That
Uh-huh.
will help you get a pretty good understanding of uh, like uh, a bit of plotting as well and a
Uh-huh.
bit of making linear models within R.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, before I get into that as well, you are fairly good with the concept of linear models. No problem there, right? What a linear model is, like a linear regression, right? That is cool.
Yeah. I mean linear regression I'm okay, but
Mm.
I'm not sure about other regression. I don't think like I'm as good as that. But linear
Yeah,
regression I'm good.
right. So linear regression is the only kind of regression I'll ask you to watch then. So we'll upload. We have uploaded. I think we have not. Have we have not uploaded. I think videos relevant to that. So I'll get videos relevant to linear regression uploaded then, and for probability distribution, I'll try to get the all English version uploaded. Right. So I think
Mm-hmm.
those are the two things that will help. Number one, that.
So
Number
so
two,
so may I
yeah.
uh-huh. So
Yeah,
after this class, right?
mhm,
So I need to watch all the linear regression video first. Then after finish
right,
it, then I continue with the probability distribution.
right. And once you finish with your linear regression videos, just drop me a text, right? So that right after that, whenever is the first slot that I can get for a live class, we'll have it, right? So as if you have any doubts or we can plan it accordingly, right?
But you don't expect to for me to watch all the video, right? Maybe like two videos. Then after that we have a class, right? Right.
It depends, like how many doubts are you facing, right? If you're facing a lot of doubts, then I expect you to maybe ping earlier and then we can have a class, right? If you're facing not a lot of doubts, then you can rush to the videos as well.
Actually, I prefer that after two videos, or I mean it
Mhm.
really depends, but
Mhm.
like ideally like one to two videos, then we have a class, you know.
Yeah, I totally get you. So the thing is, for example, if the class duration is say 1 hour, right? So that would mean that after
Sorry,
every
what is
two,
1 hour? 1 hour, you mean?
right. So yeah, so what do you think? Like, how much content would you watch, and then you would like want to have a live class? Say, just try to quantify in terms of hours.
Or maybe like every 2 to 3 hour video.
Yeah, I think that would be too short, Devin. So for thing is, if you are talking about every 2 to 3 hours, that means every second day we'll have a class, right? A live class.
Then
Yeah.
we agree to have three class in a week, right?
2 to 3 class. Yeah. But I want to also devote a lot of time in those classes towards, say, building upon new concepts as well, right?
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
right.
So
So
something is not
that
covered in the video. Okay.
exactly. That would be my predicament because these videos would act like the building blocks, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
they might not cover the advanced aspects that are there that we might help to chalk out during our live classes, right? So if you get those
Then I
basics
think
really well,
why don't you send the plan to me? I think you know better than me, right?
why do you send me what? Sorry.
I I I think you can send the plan to me. Like you can,
Sure.
yeah. I
Right,
think me
right,
because
right.
you know better than me, right?
Right. Because from what I've understood about your like pace of learning from the basics and say your plot and lines knowledge and say uh, the classes we have had till now, is that you can watch those videos at a pretty quick pace and you will not have a lot of doubts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The core thing is the advanced thing that we can learn on top of that, right? That will give
Yeah,
us a
yeah,
good edge, a good our knowledge that's say better than the crowd, right? So
yep.
yeah, so that would really help, and so that's why I want you to watch like many videos right between those classes, right,
Mm-hmm.
as much as possible. That does not mean that you have to watch videos say 4 or 5 hours a day. 2 hours, if even 1.5 hours, 2 hours is a sweet spot, right? So try to
Mm-hmm.
watch that much. I'll try to regularly get those videos uploaded as well, and
Mm-hmm.
then we can utilize these classes to build upon those concepts, have solve our doubts and then build upon those concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Make
Then
sense?
maybe we will have more frequent class when the material get more
Exactly.
advanced, right?
Exactly. When we don't have a lot of like video, like content left in the videos, then we'll have a more frequent classes here.
All right,
Okay.
understand.
But when I say more frequent, like we won't have more than say 7 hours in a like even 7 hours is a lot. Say 6 hours in a week,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we'll try to uh, like pass on as much as possible via the videos as well.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, Perfect. Then, do you have any specific doubts from? Uh, you are yet to watch linear models, right? From what I understand,
Yeah, not yet.
not yet. Okay. So, can you do one thing, Devin? Try to spend today and tomorrow watching classes on linear models. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Friday we can have a class where we talk about uh, linear models, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
can take it like I'll build upon those linear models itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Okay,
okay.
right? So just take a stock of like, can you just quickly check whether you have linear models available in the videos that are uploaded for you?
Wait for a while.
Yeah, just take your time.
can I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
Wait, wait. Can you see now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
But
So
I
so
can see a
basically,
black
what I watch is
screen. I
I
can't. Oh, we put actually like protection across these things. So if you share, you like the person on the other side won't be able to see your screen. It would be blacked out. Uh, can you just
oh
take a photo from your like phone and send me on WhatsApp then?
yeah. Wait
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So this linear regression class 1, right? Class 2, class 3, and class 4. Yeah. So these will help you get a pretty good understanding of what linear regression is, the R part around it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So try to watch this as much as possible. Yep. And
Mm-hmm.
if you think uh, like you're not able to grasp something from the videos, which should not be the case because we have tried to cover it up from the basics. So in each of these videos, what we try to do is we talk about a bit of theory first, and then we get to the practical. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be good to go. Yep. So try to cover as much as linear regression. So from what I can see here, we have what um, around 4 5 hours of linear regression classes here, 5 to 6 hours of linear regression, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this will use the inbuilt linear regression functions in R, right? And help you uh, go through like good amount of problems, right? Even
Yeah.
single univariate linear regression, multiple linear regression. So you'll get a pretty good understanding of how linear regression works in R. Okay,
Yeah.
the functions
Can
that can be
can
used,
can can we have
analysis.
yeah?
Yeah,
Can we have a
what?
deal that okay, I will watch the first 3 video and then we go to the
Yeah.
next live class and then 3 live video and then go to next live class for the linear regression. Is that okay?
We can try that. We can try that. Just let me think about it. Yeah. So we can have a class on Friday, and
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see whatever you try to get can get covered till then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my target is to watch the 3 videos of the linear regression.
Hmm. Cool. So let's do one thing today and tomorrow. We can watch 3 to 4, maybe because one of the videos is really short. So try to watch the first 4 videos of linear regression. Yeah.
I try. I try.
Okay. And then we can take it ahead from Friday. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Perfect. Perfect. In the meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll try to create a study plan for the week ahead as well, and we can
Yeah.
talk about that on Friday. Okay.
All right. Sure.
Perfect. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Uh, one more thing. Apologies, Evan. I think there was some confusion over the classes for Monday and Tuesday, right?
Uh-huh.
What we were thinking that because we had sent videos, we can have live classes 3 days ahead, right? And that's why I placed the class today. But I think there was some communication and misinterpretation there.
Yeah,
Okay.
because no one tell to me that the class
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
canceled. So
I totally get your part as well, right? And we were on the assumption that
I mean I
we
mean
have,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean we both is working, right? So like I
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
time
yeah.
for the
You and
studying
Trust
and
got
then
there on the
working.
group. Yeah. I totally
Yeah.
get it, right? Yeah. So yeah. So right now, what we'll try to do is even if we can't have live classes, I'll make sure that we have a study plan which can rely on you watching videos that you won't have like yeah, effectively what you have decided to dedicate for learning won't get wasted. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Perfect. Cool. In that case, let's meet again day after tomorrow and let's see where we can take it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, so today
Perfect.
is that's it?
Sorry.
So it's for today class, nothing to
Yeah. So
discuss.
yeah, I think that's good. What do you think? Because you're good with linear regression. Sorry, plotting, right? The plotting functions and plot is lines.
Maybe can you test my knowledge?
Yeah.
Like what do you think?
Okay.
Like
Cool.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
So
Perfect. Yeah.
if anything I miss, you can explain.
Sure. Yeah. Perfect. That works. Let's spend say 15 to 20 minutes doing that, and then we can. Uh, but my predicament would be so like what my plan for the next 2 weeks, I'll share that with you right
Mm-hmm.
now is so The so if you can think of it, you can divide the entire SOA plan into 7 to 8 parts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first part was talking about basics of art. That
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want you to watch a lot of videos there because it's something that if you have it personally, that works really good, right? So that we covered over the last 2 live classes, right? The next part of it is using ggplot, and the part after that is linear models.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's why we have given you videos related to those chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And those are pretty basic videos. So the first data analysis part was pretty basic about plotting, and the second one would be not just basic, but basic linear regression plus analysis over linear regression models as well. Okay, so
Okay.
when you watch those videos, you will have a basic understanding of plotting plus a basic to intermediate level of understanding of linear regression.
All right. All right. Yeah, maybe you can put this on the uh, study plan as well.
Yeah. So and then I'll use these classes, these live classes, to go over ggplot.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and to double down on linear models as well.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then that would be a place where we would have completed, said, 30 to 40% of our syllabus, and then we'll 30% of our syllabus, and then we'll look at the next portion.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk a bit about plotting now. Yeah, so
Okay.
like we were saying, plot function works when you have x comma y, right? So you give your x
Yeah.
argument, you give your y argument, right? Similar to
Yeah.
if you were to have drawn on, say, a graph paper,
Mm-hmm.
right? The good thing about the plot function is you have got a type argument that helps you do what? That helps you decide a type of line graph. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what are the available arguments here? Even if, for example, I want to look at the available types, how will I find that in R?
You go to help and
You
then
go to the
plot
help,
the
right?
default. The
Perfect. So
default.
plot.default. And down here, I'll have a type
Yeah.
thing. So P for points, L for lines, all of that stuff, right?
Yep. Yes.
Similarly, if I want to look at, and this also gives you various other things as well. For example, we have used xlab, ylab, we have used xlim, ylm a lot. We have used main argument a lot, right, to give a title for the graphs,
Yeah.
right? So these were the key things that we had used, right? You also have something called a QL argument that will help you define the color for the line as well. For example, if you want the line to be in a particular color.
Uh-huh.
Similarly, the lines function works in almost the same way with one slight change, right? That it overplots on an existing graph,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? So, and all the good thing about these graphing parameters is that you have this long list of arguments that you can use. For example, there are two very useful arguments here called LTY and LWD. So what LTY helps you to basically do is change the line type. For example, right now, if you can see this is if I remove this type argument and I use this LTY argument,
Mm-hmm.
right, till now you are seeing a solid line. LTY2 will help me draw a dashed line. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. LTY3 will help me draw dotted line. Okay. Right. So you can see there being a slight difference. And if you think the line is too narrow, you can use LWD to increase the width. So LWD is nothing but line width. So LWD will help me make it a little bit thinner.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
so may I clarify? Are we
Yeah.
only do we only have 3 types of line, like 1, 2, 3, or we
No,
have more?
no. We have more as well. So if I go to LTY, you can see these are the available types, 0 to 6. So 0 is the like no drawing. Basically, it will draw nothing. 1 is the one default. Then 2 dash, 3 dotted, dot dash, long dash, 2 dash. So you have
All right.
all these types available. So
Yeah.
the thing is, a lot of these are available, right? And you can use all of these arguments, but we have mostly used LTY, LWDs, these arguments. Color,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What else? Do you remember this function called AB line?
Oh, sorry, AB.
AB
No, no.
line? No. So
I
what
don't.
does? Okay, so AB line is um, similar to lines in a way that it overplots on an existing graph. Okay, but its application is slightly different. So it can be used for 3 things. Okay, it can be used to draw horizontal lines or vertical lines. For example, if you think about this line here, right, this dotted line here, do you really need the x information here? No. right? You just need the y information that y is equals to 15. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's all the information that you need to draw this line here, right? Because y is the same for all x's, correct?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Similarly, for this one, I need just y equals 14. So this is nothing but a line that is parallel to the x-axis or a horizontal line. So
All
all
right.
that I can do here is, I can say, for example, I want to now draw h equals 19. It will draw a line that is horizontal in nature. For all x's, it will assume the same y coordinate. Okay.
I see.
Similarly, AB line of v equals something will help me draw, guess what? A
5.
vertical line.
Uh-huh.
H for horizontal lines, V for vertical lines.
So it's always a straight line.
It always a straight line. Okay.
Mm.
These are the two like uses of AB line. The third use is, remember we had something called y equals mx plus c.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was the equation of a straight line, right? Where c is the intercept and m is your slope. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So the third thing where it can be used is, you can directly give as the first two arguments of AB line the intercept and the slope. Okay. For example, I want a line that say passes through the intercept 16. Yeah. And it has a 45-degree angle. So tan of 45 is equals to 1. So 45. So 1 is the slope of that line. Yes. The value of m would be 1 for a line that is 45 degrees in nature. Correct? Yeah.
Sorry, just show me. I just recall
Yeah,
the
yeah.
but
So the thing, remember this, we had y equals mx plus c as the equation of straight line. So c was the
yeah, yeah.
intercept and m was the slope, right?
Uh-huh.
So for example, I want a line to have an equation where c is equals to 16 and m is equals to 1.
Okay. Huh.
Okay. Then I can just pass 16 comma 1 as the arguments, and it will draw this line for me. So this line has an equation of c equals 16 and m equals 1. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Does that make sense? Tell me.
I think I forgot this. Sorry, sorry. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
can you show me manually why it's why the graph is from the 17 in y1 and then I think it's
Good
almost like
question.
4.
So the thing is, this is 2, this is 4, and this is 1. This is not 0.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it's
So
0.
you can, yeah. So what we can do is, if I, what can I do? I can go to plot. I can adjust the x lim, right?
Uh-huh.
I can adjust the x lim to start from where, say 0, right? I want it to go from 0 to 12, right? Now if I plot it out, say it will start from 16, starting from even before 16, because 0 is right here, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you think about it, at this point, it's starting from 16. Yeah.
Oh, so exactly 16, right? Not below 16, right?
Yeah, it's exactly 16. If you draw a perpendicular line, for example, let's draw a perpendicular line at, say, v equals 0, right? You'll see that this point now, this will be exactly at 16, right?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Makes sense? Okay. So the y axis that you're seeing there,
Uh-huh.
right?
It's
That
16.
is starting a bit before 0. That's why you see the intercept going below 16. Okay.
Uh,
But actually, the equation of that line is 16 plus
comma
x,
1.
y equals x plus 16.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay. Then the one or from the x-axis.
It's just how our, like, leaves a bit of margin before that.
No,
Okay.
I wonder why in the x-axis, right? It's somewhere between 4 and 5
Which
in
one?
the top,
Sorry.
like the line, right? It comes from like 16 in
Mm,
y1, like y-axis, and then if you go up, it's like
mm.
between 4 and 5. Right? You go to the top. Yeah, yeah, there.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, why it's like somewhere
Oh,
in between 4 and
so
5?
see, this is what determines the slope of your line. Okay. Then
Uh-huh.
this is driven by this second parameter, this one parameter. Okay. So this one parameter basically tells you that with every 1 unit change in x, change
Mm-hmm.
by y by 1 unit as well.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So if you think when uh, x is equals to 1, y is equals to 16.
Okay.
No, y is equals to 17. Okay. Because when x equals 0, then y equals 16.
Oh, so now is oh
Right.
so
So
when
if you
x
think
is
about it,
equal
say
to 4. Oh, okay, okay,
y
continue.
equals 20.
Uh-huh.
Right. Because y equals what? Y equals x plus 16. Right. So if I
Mm-hmm.
draw a line, say at AB line y is equals to 4, and let's see where is it intersecting it. See, it's intersecting almost as at 20. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how your line AB line function can also be used. Okay.
All right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Understand, understand.
Right. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to go over with graphs was, have you also seen where you can divide the graph window into multiple parts?
No, I
No.
can't recall.
Okay.
No.
So let's talk a bit about that as well then. So there's this function. So you would have noticed right now that whenever you plot a graph right now, it occupies the entire space,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can't plot multiple graphs simultaneously. You can overplot on the same graph, but you
Mm-hmm.
can't draw one graph here, one graph in this quadrant, one graph in the lower quadrant, one graph in the bottom right quadrant. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
For that, you have something called the par mf row function.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this
Can you
is
explain
how the
what is
syntax.
par and MF, bro?
Yeah, yeah. I'll talk about that. So we'll we'll talk about what these two things also stand for. But just think about this for a moment like this: that these par is a function, yeah, and mf row is basically an argument in that function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what it helps me to do is it helps me to divide the graphing window
No, okay.
into a grid of n number of rows and m number of columns. So, for example, if I wanted to get converted into 2 into 2 grid, okay.
Okay.
So the moment I hit par mf row c 2 comma 2, and for example,
Okay.
now I plot this graph, right? Let's take this code down here and plot it out. Can you see something? What has happened? It has
It's
only
smaller.
occupied 1/4 of the window, right? So in the
Uh-huh.
background, what R has done is it has divided this plot window into a grid. What? Into a 2 by 2 grid. Why a 2 by 2 grid? Because I had given 2 comma 2 here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
And
meaning we
this
can
only,
add 4 plots here, right? In
right.
total.
I can add flow plots here. So for example, the next plot I plot out here will see it occupy only this part. Yeah. If I take Y3 now, this occupies this much part and this much, this. Yeah.
Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah. So I can simultaneously plot 4 graphs on the same window. So that is the
Mm-hmm.
use of this par mf row function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What it does helps me to do, it helps me to divide the plotting window into a grid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now the problem is if I want something to occupy this like the entire window, it won't be possible. Right. So a good
Mm-hmm.
practice is after you have done it, reset the graphics to 1 comma 1.
Yep.
Okay. Now when you plot it out, it will occupy the entire window.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that make
Yep.
sense now?
Yep.
Yep. So that was par MFRO, which would be really helpful at times when you want to plot something side by side to analyze it, right? Um, yeah. Next, uh, what was bar plot used for? Do you remember bar plot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So bar plot was where you can directly use your heights. Say, for example, you want just buildings, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
rectangular blocks of lines, right? Instead of a line graph or a histogram, you want just a rectangular blocks, right? So this 1:10 will basically specify the height. So in bar plot, it does not work in a x comma y way. It works in a way that you are giving the height of these rectangular blocks.
I
Correct?
see. Yeah.
Yes. And then you have your classic X lab, Y lab arguments here. The only thing, a problem that exists here is, do you have any labels on your X axis? Labels in the sense, not the X lab, but numbers that you have here on the X axis, like you have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You don't have any numbers here.
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is something that is used uh, to provide using the names argument. So there is a names argument here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for
Yep.
example, this 1 to 10, I want labels for the x-axis to be something like say 20 to 29. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers 20 to 29. So it will provide the labels here. So the first graph will have a label of 20. So this had a label of 21, but just because the size was smaller, it did not give it. If I increase it, it will even provide that. Okay. So it has provided those labels here on the x-axis.
Actually, the way we interpret bar plot and histogram is the same, right?
Sorry, plot
The
and
way
bar plot.
histogram and bar plot, the way we interpret the graph.
No. So histogram is basically used based on the area of the graph. Like the area of the bars matter there. In a bar plot, only the height matters there. So in a bar plot, every bar will have the same width. Okay,
But
but it
histogram doesn't have
doesn't
the same width.
necessarily have to have an equal width, right? We
Can
can
you,
make the width to be unequal.
can you show me the example?
Sure, sure. For example, let's take an example where say I first simulate say
Mm-hmm.
1,000 numbers between 1 and 100. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's somewhere, right? R unif is one of, like if you look at the probability distributions videos, you will
Mm-hmm.
learn about how this simulates randomly 1,000 numbers between 1 and 100. So what I'll get. Sorry, Devin, I think I lost connection in between. Am I audible now?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Cool. So what we're talking about, like, so this R unit function is something that you learn if you look through the distributions chapter, probability distributions chapter. It basically used to generate random numbers between 1 and 100.
Uh-huh.
Between numbers, I've used between 1 and 100, 1,000 numbers, right?
Uh-huh.
So if I do a history of S1, it has given me the frequency on the y-axis, right?
Uh-huh.
And the range of numbers. So if you look at it, can you notice something that these bars are like stuck to each other, right? There's no space between those bars,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
But
So that
is
is
the width
one.
so the width is not the same?
Yeah, in this case the width is same, but I can make the width separate as well. We'll talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
um so in this case, can you see a uh, difference? Yes, you can see a place, right?
Yep.
So that is one thing, and here I can use, there is a argument called the breaks argument. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
can decide what should be the width of my uh, like bars. For example, I want this bars to be say starting at 0, the
Mm-hmm.
next bar to end at 20, the
Mm-hmm.
next bar to end at 60, right? The next bar to end at 90, and the last bar to end at 100. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I can make a vector like this. So what will it do? It will create the first part between 0 and 20, the next
Uh-huh.
between 20 and 60, the next between 60 and 90, and the last between 90 and 100.
Okay.
Right? And
I
now you
see.
have different widths for each of them.
But for bar plot, it must be the same.
For
Bar
bar plot,
plot.
it will be the same. By default, you don't have an option to change the width of the
I
bars,
see. I see.
right? Because by default, if you go back to the first principles, histograms are something that are interpreted by looking at the width and height together. Okay,
Oh, I
the
see. Mm-hmm.
area of the bar is what matters and not the height of the bar.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Understand. Understand.
yeah, cool. So these were your basic plotting functions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you what we'll try to do is you get done with your linear model videos, linear regression videos.
Yep, yep.
Um, in the next class, I'll first take doubts that you have for that, like we
Mm-hmm.
had today, and then I'll continue with advanced plotting. So we'll have two topics going simultaneously, right? We'll
All right.
complete plotting, right? We'll try to complete, not maybe complete plotting, but cover the advanced part of plotting by 50% and also address doubts on linear models.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep.
Okay? Does that work?
Yeah, it works.
Perfect. Cool. In that case, I'll close the class for today, Devin. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Siddharth, can I ask you something? This is maybe a little bit out of topic,
No,
but
no, no, no. Tell me.
I wanna